Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. We've been saying that it's been so quiet on the Mark Meadows front.
Or did he take the fifth?
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Mark Meadows, the final White House chief of staff, there were 11 billion
Yes, there
under
were.
Donald Trump, has testified before a federal grand jury hearing evidence in the investigation being led by Jack Smith. Meadows, a figure in two of the crime, two crimes in one.
I know you had to track which one it was that they were talking about yesterday.
January 6th and classified documents. So it would be the sedition and the espionage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Asked about the grand jury testimony, a lawyer for Mr. Meadows said, without commenting on whether or not Mr. Meadows has testified before the grand jury or in any other proceeding, Mr. Meadows has maintained a commitment to tell the truth where he has a legal obligation to do so. That sounds a little... Sounds a little bit flippy. If he's going to tell the truth, then Donald Trump is cooked. Thank you, Flipper. If in fact.
Flipper is cooked, yeah.
By the way, can I just say this is how I want my prosecutors to look? Did you see the reporters following Jack Smith? He's just completely stony-faced. That's how I like my prosecutors.
Uh-huh.
Who was it? Oh, NBC News was following him. And started asking him questions about the probes. Smith, however, did not take the bait, continued walking without speaking, which is how we think the meeting with Trump's lawyers went to. We think he just sat down.
Yep.
He just heard the music. He listened. And then he just got up without saying a word and left.
I bet there was a growl that we just couldn't
aide,
hear.
Right, just like a low growl, and then his aide just said,
says no.
yeah, no, bye-bye. Bye. Or maybe he said that. Maybe he just said bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Two words. Bye.
With those hand motions. Bye.
Right. I think so. Little hand puppets.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
I was thinking like the flight attendants from the Saturday Night Live skit. Bye-bye. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So that seems like yet another bombshell. We will ask all of our fine man meat on Man Meat Wednesday. Bob Seska,
have a lot of
Malcolm
man
Nance, and Carlos Alzraki.
Okay.
While I cough up a lung.
And Travis and I are meat, too.
Yeah, you are. But you're like the everyday meat. Like the cheap deli meat.
It's like beef jerky. We've just like been here long enough that we've dried up.
You're like what I found on my shoe.
You've
been on my shoe since like 1990, whatever.
1997. I've been on your shoe since 1997.
Like, what's
It's only had me since 2012.
What's that? I wonder if it can push buttons. Okay.
That's why you hired me. Yeah, he can push buttons. He has an
I'm
opposable thumb.
I'm just kidding. You are a beautifully unique sparkle pony.
Am I?
Who said you are a beautifully unique sparkle pony?
Chris Cluey.
What? You
What?
weren't supposed to get there.
Well, it's right there on your shirt. It says his name.
I specifically told you. He never looks at my boobs. What are the chances
The
he
one
would be
time
looking
he looks
right
at your
here?
rack, he figures it out.
Yes, Minnesota Vikings kicker and fantastic gay ally.
Yes,
He sent me this shirt.
he did.
I am a beautifully unique sparkle pony.
I have the one that has the other phrase on it.
That you can't wear on the air.
No.
Lustful monster?
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't wear that.
C-word
on
monster.
Free speech
Yeah.
TV, but yeah. And also, I'm not a lustful monster.
I am.
No.
Y'all are.
Well,
Smoke if you got them.
get you in the back of a car in the middle of a parking lot.
Oh,
you might
hush.
be.
I mean,
Hush, hush.
everyone has their off days.
Well, you know.
Okay. Chris, who
What?
said, I was going to give him another chance, even though he
Okay.
deliberately defied me by getting a guess the quote right.
It's on your shirt. And he was looking.
He has not looked at my boobs since 1997, and even then he didn't. Who said, of the documents case, this is not a case of the DOJ conducting a witch hunt. This would have gone nowhere had the president just returned the documents, but he jerked them around for a year and a half. There is no excuse for what he did here. Who said that?
The Groovy Ghoulies.
No. Bill Barr, who can also shut the up forever
Yep.
and ever
Why is he
and
talking?
ever. Why is he not in prison?
Trying to
for
rehab
obstruction himself. Oh my God. There's a follow-up. Guess the quote.
Okay, let's do this.
Who said real lawyers know what a joke the DOJ was in the Trump years, and real lawyers know that Bill Barr was a part of it. So I think what he's trying to say here is, I'm not one of them. I'm one of you, and I don't have a lot of sympathy for that. Who said that?
Huckleberry Hound.
No, Claire McCaskill,
Oh,
former
she's
Senator
awesome.
Claire McCaskill. Who? Thank you. Here. Shut your giant pie hole, Bill Barr. Really? Now a warning? Now a warning about Donald Trump.
This is a very lovely kitchen.
Now,
There's usually
a
a cake
warning?
on display.
What was it? Nicole Wallace talking yesterday about how all of these former Trump administration people, they are all privately rooting for him to go down because they know what a danger he is. Like, really? Now a warning, all of you, you mother. Really? Now you're all like hoping, and like you all could have done something when it mattered, right?
This is coming from a woman who worked in the George Bush president
Yes.
office. So
Thank you.
she kind of rehabbed herself
Thank
as
you.
well.
Thank you. Andrew Weissman with an interesting point. He said if Walt Nauta, that's the aide that moved the boxes down at Mar-a-Lago, if Walt Nauta lied to FBI investigators while physically in Florida, that false statement charge can only be brought in Florida, absent his waiving venue, which he won't do. That could be the reason for all the Florida buzz we're hearing, which why we're saying, why is there a Florida grand jury? So, yeah.
There are certain crimes that were committed by people in Florida that can only be
And
tried
it's a
in Florida.
federal grand jury in Florida,
Yeah.
correct? Yes.
Right. Didn't Andrew Weissman say he thinks he will be indicted and charged in D.C., but the separate one could be for other people like Walt Nauta.
Well,
Because
Trump's crimes can all be linked to what originated in D.C., the taking of the documents and the cover-up.
and that he was chatty enough on CNN to tell us
too.
that. So boom, there's DC. Oh, speaking of CNN, bye, Chris Lick.
Chris Lick. That was real
The president of CNN is out.
Yeah.
For being
The Atlantic article was published on Friday, and he's out today.
and bye.
5 days later.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Best of luck to you. Do we have Nana Hey goodbye? Okay, because the disastrous town hall with Trump, which was just
Among other things.
Well, yes, but just the whole trying to be some right-wing Fox Light was just such a disastrous decision. The ratings have tanked since then. He lost, I think, all liberals.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen, pretty much everyone on Twitter that's liberal going, I'm out at CNN after this. Yeah, we had Jackie Schechner on talking about her former network. Just a disgrace, and it not surprising that after they had Trump, then the ratings dropped like a rock. It's such a,
Well, and also their presentation became even more boring than it was before.
Yeah.
It's just bad over there.
Yeah. David K. Johnson, who literally wrote the book on Trump, said prosecutors are suspicious of a Mar-a-Lago flooding that destroyed records, and they should be. My 2016 book, The Making of Donald Trump, told how he used the exact same scheme to cheat New York City out of $3 million a year in rents. Diligent auditors outsmarted Donald and got the money.
Did he flood
Really?
the servers
Now he's
to
trying the same
lower
crimes
the
that
rent?
he's tried before and failed at. Pardon?
He flooded the servers to lower the rent?
I don't know what he did. He flooded. He must have been some suspicious flood somewhere. I'll have to get the book to read it.
He flooded the basement?
That's what the kids are calling it.
That's not what they're talking about.
I've had my basement flooded.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Was it flooded last night?
No, you did 2 nights ago, but thanks for asking. Okay.
I figured the Mark Meadows news would have flooded it.
I mean, that was quite a gusher, can I just say? Stuff's getting good now. I don't know. We'll see if Andrew Weissman is correct. He says this week he thinks the indictment's going to come this week. We shall see. But it does seem like all the pieces, the begging, pleading, meeting with the DOJ.
Whiny statements.
Check that off the list. Okay. Baby screaming on social media. Oh, is the bassinet? How's the bassinet this morning?
It's just kind of go after Chris
he's
Christie.
making fat jokes about Chris Christie.
Yeah,
He also
buffet
put-
jokes. Yeah.
Kettle.
Well,
Pot for
I
you.
mean,
He also doctored...
you're not above that.
What?
You're not above making
Well,
fat jokes.
Donald Trump should take a look at himself in golf clothes before.
Well,
I'm
yes.
just saying. Yes, he. Because Chris Christie announced.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Okay.
Yesterday in New
Is he
Hampshire.
running for the Democratic nominee?
He's not
He
running
said-
much of anywhere.
He
This is
said-
true. Sorry.
All right, well, he did set himself up for this. He said the country's getting smaller.
Well, yeah.
Or are you just getting
Leon's
bigger?
Getting larger.
And he said, and smaller in every way. Smaller in the way we talk to each other, smaller in the way we look at each other, smaller in the things that we talk to each other about, smaller in the issues that we cared enough to get angry about. And then he went on to blame President Obama and President Trump. Because as you know, both sides do it. And as you can imagine, President Obama and President Trump, exactly the same. So it's almost similar. I think historians will have a hard time, telling them apart in every way. Policy, yeah.
Is it worth pointing out that Chris Christie's ratings were the highest when he and Obama worked together for the recovery from the hurricane?
Right.
And
yes.
he was also one of the first people to drop out of the presidential campaign in 2016 and endorse Donald Trump.
Yes. This would be a first announcement from the bassinet of the 45th president this morning. Thank you. Hooray! How many times did Chris Christie use the word small? Does he have a psychological problem with size? I can't stop picturing him sitting in a golf cart like Jabba the Hutt in those stupid golf clothes with poopy stains in the back. Okay, sorry. I'll move on. Actually, his speech was small and not very good. It rambled all over the place, and nobody had any clue what he was talking about. Hard to watch, boring, but that's what you get from a failed governor of New Jersey who left... Oh, thank you. Who left office with a 7% approval rating and then got run out of New Hampshire. This time it won't be any different.
Okay. Did he really
fight,
have a
fight,
7%?
Yeah.
Fight. Big, giant bag of rats. For 2 big, giant rats. Fight. You're both equally awful.
I didn't think anybody could get
He
that low.
He had the lowest.
no.
He had the lowest rating of any governor at the time.
Wow.
You don't believe that I got a bridge, I can tell you.
It was the George Washington Bridge.
Well, yeah, I get that.
Get all your bridge jokes out. Okay.
I remember that story.
Okay. So, wow. Fight. This is where it gets fun, right? Chris Christie's a brawler. Who is Piggy in Lord of the Flies in this one? Who can say? Either both.
Oh, Piggy got his glasses broken, and Christie doesn't wear glasses.
Neither does Trump.
None of them do.
Well,
do any of them?
It doesn't have to be that.
Oh, that little
Chris.
dweeby, the little dweeby guy who negotiated on the debt ceiling stuff.
Oh,
with
yeah.
with the white hair.
Oh,
the
you
white
know
hair
who
guy
else
from
is
Kentucky.
in?
What?
The North Dakota governor just got in today.
Hooray! Yeah, hooray!
Yeah.
Who that
Go
guy?
that guy.
That's Mentum. There's Mentum for.
One of the least populous states in the country.
Forgot his name.
Well, fill in the blank. Mentum is happening, Chris. It's happening.
Fargo Mentum.
Right. No,
No?
that's not. No, I know.
That's not a thing?
He's got a name.
He does.
All I know is he's gonna make Mike Pence look like David
He's
Isn't
very
it?
Duval.
Trumpy. He's very, very, very Trumpy.
His name's not Lisa. His name is Julie. Let's go, Governor Julie of the great state of
He's got North Dakota.
North Dakota.
He's got Fargo Mentum.
Yeah, sure he does. Okay, I can feel it.
It's not Go Farmentum.
Republicans say they won't cut Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. But can honest, hard-working middle-class Americans really believe what these politicians say? Republicans said they wouldn't overturn Roe v. Wade. Here's what Supreme Court Justices Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Coney Barrett said during their Senate confirmation hearings.
Roe versus Wade. It is a precedent of the United States Supreme Court. A good judge will consider it as precedent of the United States Supreme Court.
Roe v. Wade. It's settled as a precedent of the Supreme Court.
Roe is not a super precedent, but that doesn't mean that Roe should be overruled.
Well, we saw how that turned out. They played us for fools. Tell your elected officials to keep their hands off of our Social Security and healthcare benefits. Fool me once. Let Majority Rule was responsible for this message. LetMajorityRule.org is a project of the Marvin Lucas Super PAC, which is responsible for and paid for this ad and is not affiliated with or authorized by any political campaign or candidate or candidates committee.